Hey guys, it's Calista. Welcome back to my channel. I wanted to give you guys an update since my surgery because I really have not filmed a video, like a long form video and like a day in my life or anything in a minute. So I wanted to do like a little update for you guys on how I'm doing since of my hip replacement. It's been 3 weeks since I had my hip replacement surgery. It'll be 4 weeks next week, and that doesn't seem real. The first week was not too bad because I was in the hospital for the first week and everything, and then my first official week home, I was just like adjusting to everything, and everything was good. But then the second week is when things really started to hurt more, and it was harder to like sit. I could not sit like I'm sitting right now. I had to be constantly moving because the hip wanted me to move, and it was just really tight. So sitting was not a big thing the second week, and that was really making it hard for me to like relax and everything. And if you know me, I have cerebral palsy, so that's already hard enough that I already have the disability on top of my muscles getting tight, and then they're getting tight from the surgery, so which is completely normal. But it was really frustrating. I think the most frustrating part about me being in the hospital and me going through surgery was my hamstring was really tight, and that is because they had to have my leg in a certain position to do the procedure, and to get to what angle they needed to get at the hip to get to the hip joint, they had to get me in a certain angle. And because of that, my hamstring was hurting and I didn't know why. And then one of my doctors told me why my hamstring was hurting, and so now it makes perfect sense because my leg was in a certain position for like 2.5 hours, up to 3 hours max. And so I can see why my whole entire like lower body did hurt, especially my hamstrings. Hamstrings are nothing to mess around with, guys, and just hamstrings, especially with having CP, you don't mess with your hamstrings because they just, if you use them too much or you put them in a certain spot, you will feel pain later. My CP friends that experience the same thing with their hamstrings will understand. On the third week, and this has been the best week, I can say, out of all the weeks when it comes to pain management and everything. I'm actually just shaking ibuprofen now to help with my pain. I'm still a little bit swollen, and so I'm just icing it every couple hours now. And yes, so I'm actually able to do more than I was able to do last week when it comes to moving around. Sometimes I can move a lot, other times I cannot. And this week I've been pretty good at getting up and walking and wanting to walk more. The first time I got up and walked, I loved to get up and walk and do all those things. But let me tell you, car rides were not fun the first and second week because my hip just didn't like to sit. Like I was saying, my hip hated to be in a sitting position, and so I just mentally I was having a hard time with, like, I want to sit down but my hip doesn't want me to sit, so now I'm in pain. So I constantly had to be like standing, sitting, standing, sitting, standing, sitting, standing, sitting, and my PT to come in. My PT really helps me do some exercises to loosen up the muscles, and because the hip is not used to the metal being in there, I can put like a picture of the hip replacement over here so you guys can see the x-ray. It looks a lot better than it did before. If you guys don't know, I had severe arthritis and a bone spur in my left hip, and I had severe hip dysplasia, which I thought went away when I was 6 because I had surgery to fix it, and then it came back. So I just got the surgery done. It did feel really weird. Like my hip did not feel like a hip. Now that my body is adjusted to it more, it's starting to feel more normal every single day. The only thing that I can say that I think that I don't like the most about this whole entire thing is that I can't bend. I can't move certain directions, and I can only sleep on my back, which I am a stomach and side sleeper, and I move a lot when I'm sleeping, so having to stay in one spot, I have been not getting a lot of sleep. I've been getting like 5 hours max, because just my body wakes me up at like, 4 to 5 a.m. and then I'm just up because I can't get my leg comfortable. I have to like, be in a certain position. And with CP, your muscles do get tighter, especially with as the bone as the hip is healing, it gets really tight. So I have to like get up and, walk around to relieve some of the tightness and then get back in bed. And so I've just learned to kind of when my body wakes up, and if it's like not like, 4 or 5 in the morning, if it's, even 7 or 8 o'clock, I'll get up because I'm just not gonna make my body like lay if it doesn't want to lay anymore. If it wants to get up and move, I'm gonna get up and move. And yeah, I've been trying to just get up and move as much as I can. My friend Ireland, I've been hanging out with her. I've been hanging out with Ireland a lot recently, and she's really helps me get through this. This has not been easy, but she's a bundle of joy. I also wanted to say thank you to my fiance and my best friend KK for going through the surgery with me and being there at the hospital and, just putting a smile on my face. I can show you guys some pictures of KK and Nick in the hospital before surgery and then everything. They were so great. So thank you to my babe, my fiance, and thank you to my best friend for being there. Thank you to my friends and family for, checking up on me and being there for me during this tough time. This is one of the most hardest surgeries I think I've ever gone through. Like, I can say it's been definitely one of the hardest for me, and I'm really happy that I got it. I have my days where I want to go back and wish I wouldn't have gotten it. To remind myself that I went through with so much pain prior to surgery because my hip was just so full of the arthritis and the bone spur that yes, this pain is a pain, and it is, it's hard at times. Sometimes I want to cry and say certain words because the pain is just, it's a lot, but it takes a lot out on you for sure. But I know that the end result is going to be good after it fully heals. It can take up to a full year to fully heal, but within 6 weeks, I should be able to bend down and do certain movements again and be able to clean and do more, because one of the other things I haven't been able to do is do certain chores because of me bending in certain things. And I'm a clean person. Like, I like to clean things and I like to move. I don't like to stay still. So it's been kind of hard not being able to do things. My fiance's had to do more things than me. But yes, I also just wanted to thank my nurses and my doctors for just everything that they did. My doctor was great. I love my doctor. I love my orthopedic surgeon and his team. My nurses were so sweet, and I love the University of Utah. I recommend them to anybody, and they did a phenomenal job. I think that's the best, surgery experience that I've like been through. And besides the home and being in pain, the actual surgery day went well, and it's everything that I could ever ask for. I have anxiety, so I told the the anesthesiologist that if they could give me something to knock me out before I got in the operating room, great, and they did. And I don't remember even going into the operating room, which I love. So thank you to my team and everything. For my medical team is just amazing, and I'm extremely blessed. So I just wanted to give you guys an update. I will try to film more of a vlog this coming up week. Now that I'll be in my 4th week, I should be able to do more. I was in pain off and on. I just wasn't in the mood to fully film. I tried to film some clips, but they did not turn out the way that I wanted them to. I just wasn't in the right mindset. But I love you guys. Thank you guys for sticking around. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button if you have not already. I love you all, and I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Bye!